Alright, we're here with Captain Storm. So, what does it do? It's a 2/2 pirate. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter on a pirate you control. So, we try to play this early. We try to broaden our pirates in play, and then we play artifacts that put counters in places. There are not too many artifacts that I was like super confident running, but I think there are just enough where this feels decent. There's a lot of pirates that essentially come with artifacts, right? This is a pirate, it's a shapeshifter. And then there's some that come with treasures when they enter the battlefield. There are some cards like this that aren't a pirate, but it's still probably good enough to run, right? We have kind of treasure matters cards. Some card draw, got curiosity effects. A lot of this flies. The weakness I'm already foreseeing is probably I don't have many. I think I have one counter spell. It's like Lookout's Dispersal. You could probably put more in, but I wanted a lot of pirates and I wanted a lot of artifacts, so it didn't leave too much room for the counterspell package. But I'm sure as we go I might throw some in. But as it stands, I just didn't want to start there. I actually crafted Ragavan. I've never owned this card, so this is the literal first time ever I've put it in a deck, which is quite notable. I think that's really funny. Obviously, it's perfect. It's too good to not, like, I don't even know if I would ever make a video of this commander if I didn't have Ragavan. This card is literally the best card in this commander, so yeah, very straightforward. Just pirate beatdowns. I've never really done anything like this. There are some 4-mana treasure generators, but I want it to stay lower to the ground. Like Zorn, even, the 3/2 that doubles your treasure count is pretty nice, but you can only have one copy, and you also need things that make treasures in the same game as that thing, and I don't know, it's too iffy. I have no tutors, really, right? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we do. It's pretty straightforward. So like, comment, subscribe. Let's roll. Yeah, the pirate beats exactly. Also with the resub. Oh wait, yes, 2 months resub. Whoops, I hit the wrong commander. I did it again. You distract me with your sub. Okay. This is one of the not least exciting pirates. I don't know. Should I keep this anyways? I have my singleton counterspell. I don't know. What is the literal worst that could happen? Shrek, yeah. I need maybe lightning bolt. I just like don't want to run that either. Okay, I'm kind of glad they played this. It would have killed my commander. My commander does not feel too exciting against this, though. Well, if this is the you play nothing but dinosaurs list, maybe they can't kill it. They don't have a hard time swinging past it, though. Okay, so I play this. Wait, yes, I play this. I put a counter, I guess, on this, and then I play this. Put another counter on this. Alright, this isn't terrible. I could have made my commander a 3/3 maybe, but like a flying vigilance that just gets larger and larger is pretty solid. Unfortunately, it is an artifact, so there are naturalizes and stuff that can easily deal with this. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not paid to think. They just played Beseiju? They just played it? Really? Wow. I mean, they could have used it to kill my Siren. It is an artifact. Opponent just straight played that card, which probably is bad for me, actually. It's probably really bad for me that they did that, to be fair. I'm dead to Sakama, but if they get to Sakama, I don't know what I was doing anyways. Okay, so always doing this, and I guess it's a good idea to leave up my counter spell. I don't even know if I want to counter their commander. I kind of just don't want to. Was it Discover 4? Smothering Tithe. Okay, I definitely don't care about that. Okay, I'm gonna throw 2 damage at him, make a treasure. They don't have an artifact, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like how my opponent has choices. I will definitely not pay for this. I don't really care about that. Okay, put you on blue. I can play this pre-combat. They get some treasure tokens. I don't know how much I care. I think it's a 3-turn clock no matter what I do, so I might as well do this now. And just push 7. Maybe I can make it a higher turn clock? Okay, my opponent absolutely should have played that before. This has flashback. This is one of the worst cards ever to see, and I can't remember the last times I've actually seen that card played. They have a treasure, so I can't counter this. Yeah, that was just above and beyond one of the worst things that could have happened. I probably just lose now. I guess this can have double strike pretty easily. And I guess I just do this. My opponent did give me a treasure for some reason. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened. Why did that not blow up? Oh, it's indestructible. The pickaxe is indestructible. Wow. I legit didn't know that. That is hilarious. That is really funny. Okay, so they have easy amount of mana to just not care. I can't counter that. Is there a reason my opponent's not casting their commander? I guess it has flash. Sure. I can counter this, right? Yeah. I mean, I lost my amazing card, though, is the problem. But, I don't know, 5/5 double strike, and it's only getting larger. Okay, they choose to keep this instead of their commander. I mean, their thing there, which is kind of surprising to me. So now it's a question of, do I play this? I think, you know what? I think I'm going to actually do this here. And I don't see a reason to not do this here. Oh, okay. That was dirty. Alright. So that's what that feels like? I've never played the reality chip. Okay, so this should just be for 4, right? Anderson is blah, blah, blah. Hands of sun-flavored. Sun-flavored. Okay, so they get some land, sort of, maybe, kind of. And I'm pretty sure I'm... Like, my opponent has all the men in the world. I really don't see what I'm doing paying for this repeatedly. Chump Block City could be a problem, just giving them ample time to, like, play the game. I'm going to put a counter here so it's a 3/3. I should have done that earlier. Okay, so I think they're in chump block mode. So I'm just going to swing and see how they react. Putting counters on other things, because again, this 2-shots them anyways. Okay, they did not trade with their commander, which is very interesting. This is insane. The amount of value I'm getting off of this reality chip is completely insane. That is completely insane. I only control 1 legendary? No, I have 2 right here, but I don't know if it's a creature when it's under this. So I don't think I can Otawara. Okay, that's what, 2 counters a turn, essentially? I've never seen this commander... well, I mean, it is a commander. I've never seen it played as not a commander. Okay, I guess we're manually tapping our treasures. And they're making them all red. Don't know what the logic is there. Okay, I guess. Halana has reach. Well, alright. Well, there goes all of my value and advantage, because my opponent just randomly played a free Galta off the top of their deck, because of course they did. Halana has reach, so I can't really swing. I mean, I can. It trades with Galta. I guess I'm moving this here and swinging with that, and that's it. I'm sorry, what exactly does this do? Loses all abilities till end of turn. I gotcha. So it doesn't really matter what I target. I guess I'll target the thing that can block. Doesn't matter too much, though. So if I can make this a 12-12 somehow, I can start to block spam. And I believe that is all I can do for the turn. Yep, I can bounce Galta for a turn cycle. I need to make... The problem is Halana gives more counters than I'm getting a turn on my end. So they can, like, just do nothing. What is my opponent doing? Okay, my opponent is exiling cards on my graveyard. Alright, we have to suffer through them getting a mana sink that has no text on it, because I guess they want to do it now. For no reason. I don't have Snapcaster Mage. And if I were to kill your dinosaurs, you would have wished you spent the mana exiling them out of your own graveyard, because that's what that card does. My opponent, for some reason, chose not to. Yeah, could have just went to attacks first. Saved us all the trouble, especially if you literally found something that would love you to use your mana. It just doesn't make any sense. They can recast Galta. But I am going to take the time to not die to it this turn. They cannot discover this turn because they spent it on whatchamacallit. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. That's fine. I have to get the Satali out of the way. And then just deal with Galta. I'm going to keep the first striker. Yeah, because they already played a dinosaur this turn, so this doesn't work. Okay. Oh, there's another artifact. Just a cycling card. Not too exciting. Oh, hey, I got another one of the treasure equipment. Oh, I got another equipment. Okay. That's just more power on my double striker. The reality chip has allowed me to continue this game. To what end, I do not know. Alright, I can get to 14. So I can There's no trample or flying for me that I can give this, though. But I can get big enough to not die to Gulta. This reality chip has been just absolutely insane. Yeah, I just keep putting counters here. My opponent's in top deck mode. They have to find a way past this massive attacker. Or rather, this massive blocker. And at this point, I can probably start to put counters on my flyer and try to kill them in like 1 or 2 turns. I could have gotten close to killing them in 2 turns, but obviously I would be effectively screwed if it didn't pan out the way I'd want it to. Okay, so let's swing with this. Make a treasure. Shut that down. I almost don't want to shut it down, so maybe they'll just like chump block for no reason. Put a counter here. There's a lot of 3 toughness on my opponent's side. Alright, so they need to not top deck anything disgusting. And is there any merit in moving anything or doing anything? I only have 2 mana, so I can't use this as an unsummon. I think we'll just sit. I don't see a reason to move any equipment. Okay. Atali will get a... Is this both players? Each player. Alright, so we have a land on top. This is a Discover 6, though, because of their commander. How are we not just snapping this off here? Okay, don't really know what that was about. Alright, they got a Menadork. Good. And then we need Atali to whiff on the top of their deck. Wait, why did this not trigger? Oh, it has to attack. Right, it has to attack. Okay. So they got to give it haste. That's why it worked the last time. Yeah, this Halana has been the MVP for them. This has been an absolutely insane game. Crazy game. Okay, opponent's back to dumping mana for no reason. Again, you should really wait and see what you draw off of the Atali trigger before you, like, waste your time. So, I think I'll just mass block Atali again. Hit a land and a land short. Okay, they did not swing with Gulta. So, I guess I'll just put all my first strike in the way. What's that? 19 points of first strike. Okay. Yep, just draw. Say no to the Smothering Tithe. Yep. Okay. So we got him on essentially a 2-turn clock. Effectively. Again, I don't have any trample or anything, so there's not much merit in swinging with this massive blocker. Guess I'll crack this one too. I also have an unsummon right here I can't forget about. Don't want to wind up having that be necessary or important. And then I would have forgotten about it, so... Again, there is merit in actually allowing them to block, so Atali doesn't have haste when this Halana does its stuff. Or I can just kill them. I get enough counters right now where I can just straight kill them, which we're really close to. I might actually already have it with all the equipment. Because again, they only have 1 reach blocker. It has been completely insane how many cards this reality chip has drawn. It's just been absolutely insane. Yep, opponent sees it. That's crazy. Like, that reality chip drew How many cards do I have? 46. The opponent has 71. I got like 25 cards off the reality chip, which is just so disgusting. When everything costs 1, 2, 3, or even 0, and then some of it can pay for itself with the treasures. I didn't expect any of what just happened to be possible, especially against stuff like Galta. But when your opponent's playing a very creature-heavy deck like this, it could be hard for them to cast removal spells, right? Because just like me, I don't have a bunch of room for them. But yeah, we did draw a relevant counterspell, or one counterspell. It did do something. But we survived like 3 Atali attacks, arresting Galta, and everything having like ever-increasing haste. Because again, we just got infinite value off of the reality chip. And the value wasn't even like 10/10s. It was just random pirates and stuff. But yeah, that was really cool. Wow. That's awesome. That was the first game. That was the literal first game I played. I don't know. I'm just not super big on it. Not super big on it. I don't think I'm confident my opponent would have a different ramp spell that they're not running that is probably better. So okay, I'm gonna play you. Notably, this is not an artifact. Storm Tamer is pretty decent. What are we up against here? What is this? Is this the new one? It is. Whenever a creature you control explores, put the land into play instead of in your hand. And then this gets a counter when the other thing explores. Okay. Alright, so another game where we might just go back and forth. This is blue-green. Might struggle to keep up and stuff, right? Just like unsummons and things I don't really care too much about. Although Jade Light Ranger on 3 is probably the strongest thing their deck has access to, which is kind of funny. Alright, so let's make you larger so I don't feel bad about things. And then I'll swing. But I'll just sit behind this Lannery Storm and make it really large. Diversifying the 1/1 counters is probably the most difficult aspect of this deck. Okay, I guess they're missing a land drop. That's why they're doing this. Also, they shouldn't explore this, because then the counter only goes to this. Oh, no, it doubles up. It doubles up. Alright, never mind. It doubles up. Okay, so Matt, that's a treasure. Yep, just keep doing this, and then this, and do this here. Ragavan. Alright, Ragavan's not all that exciting, unfortunately. And this isn't the best blocker as things stand, but it is kind of my only real blocker. So I guess I'm sort of hoping they just hit lands off of the Explorer so they can't, like, do stuff. Oh, there's 1 and 2, okay. So they just put those lands into play, I guess. Although they could keep the Boseiju, right? Unlike the last opponent. Nope, they just play it. Alright. So let's do the swingies. Yep, put it here. And then I guess I play you, and then you. But we're kind of out of gas, and I can't really swing past them, which makes this unfortunate. I think this is the part where we start to fall behind. I don't really know the combination of cards I could draw that kind of pull me back into this. If only Ragavan could fly. Wasn't expecting Neoform. Does it get a related creature or just like generic good thing? It got something relevant or on theme. Oh, this explores for free? Yeah, that's just disgusting. Okay, we drew the best card in our deck. Don't know if it's good enough. Reconfigure on something random that my opponent might not deal with. I can't afford to hold that. Okay, well, if there's no Cyclonic Rift or that other thing, maybe we can sit here in another game and just flood out with Reality Chip, right? What was the other card? River's Rebuke. River's Rebuke and the other one. Cyclonic Rift. Song of Freyalise. Whoa, spicy. Okay. That was a very solid sequence of cards. Again, appears to be a consistent thing with this deck. Love to see it. It's already a 2-turn clock, so I guess I can start diversifying my counters. Like one there. My opponent will probably chump block, and then again at any point this is a 2-turn clock. I can cycle this. I don't see much of a reason to. Okay, this is very slow, and it doesn't necessarily change a bajillion different mathy thingies. They put a Merfolk on top. Okay, so they found the best card in their deck, I guess. Well, under the Merfolk banner. Which I don't really know what it is. There's one that like taps 5 to draw. They don't want the 3/4 that's indestructible, so I don't really know which one. I'm sure there's a very good card to get right now. Whatever it is, it basically has to stop them from dying next turn because they're going to draw it. Okay, that isn't what I anticipated. They might actually have lethal here because I do have islands, and all of this has island walk. So I don't know how I get out of that, actually. I guess we're just trying to kill them right now. Okay, so I exile this. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to kill them. And I'm off to a decent start. What's in their graveyard? I guess I can steal that spell. Either way, I'm always playing this. So. Wait, no, I play this. Play that. So I need 5 more? Wait, if I play this, I need way less. Actually, this might just be lethal. Hold on. Because the Buzzsaw is also more damage. Oh, we got it. We got it. That's insane. That is completely insane. This deck is crazy. The Reality Chip is just so disgusting. Like, I didn't think I could win this turn. I just found 15 damage? What did I just find? I found, let's see, this was at 8. Okay, so we took out all the 3 mana pirates that just make a treasure, and they don't do anything else. They're probably the weakest in the deck. There's like 3 commons. And I added this to get the Reality Chip, I guess, quote-unquote, twice as often. It does an effective second copy of it. And I added another pseudo-curiosity effect that allows me to fly over my opponents with something that I may have made large on the ground and then just, like, surprise kill them with. So that seems fine. And, yeah, again, it's basically another curiosity effect. Okay, I can't keep a hand with no artifacts. Ooh, this is actually really good, actually. Yeah, this might be the most powerful Cavern of Souls games I've ever played. We'll see. My opponent gets to see it, and they might just lose. It is Pirates versus Pirates. Alright, so I have no turn 1 play. How much you want to bet they have Wash Away? Oh, well, if they did, we don't get to see it. This is absolutely disgusting. Charted course. Oh, that's adorable. Alright, that's probably the strongest turn 2 I've ever had in Historic Brawl. I guess I could have had turn 1 Ragavan and it would have been even better. The fact that that turn could have been better is kind of crazy to me. Okay, 5 might just be enough for me to feel fine not doing anything pre-combat. Well, you know what? I'm going to play this. Let's see what they do. If they have a bounce spell, I would like to avoid that. Alright, opponent's interested in playing their commander, so I will maybe put some counters on my automaton and pass. This does fly, which is annoying, but I mean, I'm on the board with a lot more than they are, and I have a Cavernous Soul, so opponent has one of their curiosity effects, of course. I am 1 mana short of bouncing their commander, so it has what? Ward 1. I got you. Both of these are actually really good. Okay. Opponent just snap takes it. Alright. So I can bounce their commander. And I will. Oh, it's a sorcery. Oh, it's a sorcery. Oh, it's a sorcery. I am so dumb. Wow. Alright. Colossal blunder, maybe. Depends on what the next turn looks like or what their next sequence looks like. But that could have been a huge blunder. I don't know how to read. It's fair. At least I have something to do with my mana. So. I can still just do this. And then I guess play this. Opponent's in chump block mode. And then from here, it is extremely difficult for mono blue to get out of this. In fact, it's probably completely impossible. 1, 2, 3. I cannot do this right now because it's got ward. So I guess I am going to explore. And then leave up my last card. Okay, that's 1 damage. It's 1 damage. They're at 4, but I can do better. Alright, my opponent just killed their commander? Sure. Alright, yeah. I guess they wanted to draw 2 off the chart, so they had to swing. And if swinging also kills one of my creatures, right? So it does actually make sense to swing there, because it gets rid of one of my threats. They found another blocker. Nice. I don't know how relevant Cavernous Souls would have been, because obviously, once they see it, they don't have any reason to leave up counterspells where they otherwise might have. So I don't actually know how good it was. But if they did have a bunch of counterspells and couldn't cast them because we had this, then obviously it was really good. This has also happened a very disproportionate amount to us, which is turn 1 on the play Dorks. It's been a little disproportionate today. We're just getting unlucky. It's just going to happen though, right? You play so much Magic, and I play a lot of Magic. That's just bound to happen sometimes, but yeah, this is obviously very, 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 very bad. I guess I'll offer a trade. I don't know if they'll take it. Alright, I lost a bit of footage in this game due to internet, so that's why there's a gap, but all you missed was me complaining about mana ramp, and then some more mana ramp. I think there's a little bit more mana ramp after that, and then that's where the game is now. The goose is a blocker, which is really unfortunate, but this is what it is. That's really annoying. So you... try to make my commander large enough to block or trade with the Primeval Titan or something. I can get 4 in first strike? I can play this, and then between this and my commander can block the Primeval Titan, and it actually lives, one of them, because it's 7 in total. It's kind of the same as equipping the Bone Splitter. Sure. Alright, so yep, now it's just a top deck battle, kind of. I don't even know if they swing with the Primeval. Do you swing with Primeval Titan right now? Thinning your deck of lands probably makes sense. And it puts a card in your graveyard for your Uro, so yeah. Do I even block? No, I block. I definitely block. Because what's in my hand isn't currently all that useful, and it just gives me something to do next turn, so I like this. I like this. Double strike. What happens when I hit them? Just draw, which isn't super useful. But this is a 2-turn clock. What does this do? Okay, that can be problematic as well, but obviously there's nothing much better than doing this. They can, like, randomly find a flying thing out of my deck, which is really bad. But they have to do it. And it has to be in the top 4. It has to be a flyer. But there are a lot of flyers in my deck, to be fair. Okay, they did not hit one. They probably take the Mnemonic Sphere, yeah. Land, please. Land, please. Land, 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 land. Okay. That is not the best land. I'll just move this here. No reason to play Curious Obsession. Alright, so whatever it is they do this turn cannot involve tapping their Pixie, because it's their only way of survival. Okay. Could have been worse. Okay, I believe I win if I just Otawara this. Just make sure. I have perfect information. Okay, alright. I'm going to slow roll my opponent here. Just had to make sure this kills you. Okay, so Desperation. What's on the top of my deck? Let's find out. It's a flyer! It's... Oh, wait, they can't do it! They can't pick it because it costs 2! They can't do it because it's equal to the amount you've sacked. They've only sacked 1, so it would had to have been like, oh shoot, I don't even know, the other 1-mana pirate that flies. The you sack it to stifle something. I can't remember. Storm Tamer, Siren Storm Tamer, I think is the only card it could have been, or at least the only one I'm thinking of right now. That's hilarious. But yeah, you know what? Have outs. They got close. They got close. So I really, really like this deck. It has some very cool games, right? We saw with the reality chip being absolutely insane. But there are, there's things you can do. Like, you just don't play your artifact on 1, and then you play it after, like, on turn 3 or whatever, or hold these for when this is in play, and that was pretty easy. It also felt pretty reliable. The artifact count felt kind of fine. I mean, a lot of my pirates come with artifacts as well, which is super useful. But yeah, any avenue to get the reality chip felt extremely strong. Almost like Burgy levels insanity, where I'm just creating treasures and using those treasures to cast spells off the top of my deck. If you're more in on that, I'm sure you could maybe do some kind of fling strategy where you're making a billion treasures and then you just make this a 30/30 and then you fling it with that card that deals damage equal to power when you fling or whatever. Maybe there's something there. But as a normal like pirate beatdown deck, if your opponent isn't keeping up with you, you're just gonna run away with the game, and it can be very hard to keep up with this because everything that's adding to your size, like the counters, are card draw and more creatures. So it is kind of hard to keep up with this. But the curve felt very solid. Um, Maybe Ancient Ziggurat could come in here. There was a couple spots where I only had like one color, and I felt really bad about that. But I don't know. Maybe some of that. You really don't want tap lands. Your curve is like 0, 1, 2, 3, or mostly just 0 and 1 and 2. Really just don't want tap lands at all. But maybe Ancient Ziggurat could come in for the early plays because your non-creature spells don't really. Do I even have a 3-minute? I have some. Okay. There's some 3 mana. This is technically just sort of like 1 mana, so there's not really any spell in my deck that costs more than like 2, really. So Ancient Ziggurat is pretty easy to just play and not miss out on anything, curve wise, right? Uh, yeah, the top decks were good. The card draw was solid. Interaction was a little light. Trying to push past my opponent before I have to interact was where I really want it to be. But there were some games where if I just had a little bit more counter magic, I probably would have been in a better spot. So the logic there would be maybe take out maybe everything on 3 and then just add counter spells instead and just stay with the 1 and 2 mana deck. I would still keep this because finding the reality chip is is really good. Um, what else? What else? Like as the threes, this could probably just be faithless looting. Probably just faithless looting. There's probably enough things that you're not upset discarding, and then one of these others could be Snapcaster Mage for your spells. Although again, there's not really many spells actually, but just something that cares about the graveyard that would make Faithless Looting feel a little bit better to play. Just this is all just saying if you want to lower the curve, but the curve was already so low, right? It was actually so low. It would have been. I don't think there was any spot where I had a Dire Fleet trigger. I don't think this ever did anything, unfortunately. But it is a pirate, and it does have first strike, which with 1/1 counters being thrown on it means it will probably never die in combat because it has first strike. So it's just down to removal. If your opponent has early interaction, then you're probably not going to win the late game once you get into like the later turns if they've just answered you. Like I had an opponent play a mana dork that blocked my Ragavan, and then they had was it like Wash Away for my turn 2, and then they had I don't know what the third answer was for my turn 3, and then from there I was like slowly rebuilding, but it didn't matter. My opponent was at the point where they were just ignoring me, playing bigger and bigger things, and then because it didn't matter, right? My early pressure was poof gone. So that is something to take note of. But the equipment that create treasures were really nice. I think they were so nice that at the very least, again, I keep looking at these 3 drops. Some of these could probably come out for early flyers. And then you can put curiosity effects and the treasure generating equipment on them to quickly just generate artifacts, and then those creatures give your other things counters because they're not necessarily pirates themselves. But yeah, I think some of these should have been 1/1 flyers, and a lot of those are blue because I had 3 that could just fly and attack my opponent. They're all right next to each other. Yeah, these 3 right here, they were like the best thing I could ever ask for on turn 1 next to Ragavan. Ragavan doesn't fly. but it is a pirate. But yeah, I really like this commander. It was really cool. I was just looking for a commander to play, just browsing the new set. And like, oh, you know what? It's craftable. It's an uncommon. I haven't played it. I haven't seen anyone play it. Might as well give it a shot. It felt straightforward enough, although it surprisingly has more than 99 cards to pick from, which is always a good thing, especially when a commander just comes out. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this iteration of it, this list, this commander. Do be leaving those comments, and then like, and then do that other thing, which is subscribing. And I will see you guys the next point in which I do, and at no point before then. Thanks for watching.